That's why you play games, and just don't look at team sheets and decide who has the better idea, who has better players, and you have to go out and perform and make plays. That's why we all love to watch the sport and come to the stadium to see players make plays or not make plays. So tactically, nothing going on today that was out of the ordinary. The game shaped up exactly how we expected. And we created a plethora of chances and just weren't effective tonight. And that was the difference in the game. If you look at the statistics, that would back up that statement. But I think all of our subjective opinions are enough to figure out what happened tonight. And it's just being effective is something that Miami did well. We didn't.
Steve, a little bit more on the chances were there. Just knowing the players like you do, what do you make of maybe that decision making and that final touch?
That's a question for the players. At some point we hold players responsible for their performances and their mistakes. That's why their name's on the jerseys and nobody else's. So there are days where things click, and there are days that they don't. I think for me, I can share with you what I told the guys. The only disappointing thing is, you can lose a game 1-0, but not 3. I think the second and third goal are pretty soft and poor defensive errors from us, and that can't happen to a team with our ambitions. And like I said, we've all been part of those matches and games where goalkeepers may have great days or your attackers don't finish your chances. That's fine, but you need to lose 1-0, not 3.
And just a follow up in terms of the challenge that what we're seeing of Miami now. What did that mean for this club and the lessons that you can take?
Nothing. I don't think this game has any relevance on what both teams are doing the rest of the season or the projection of the league or where anything is going. This was one match, and I don't think it means anything more than that.
Hi, Coach. In terms of the chances created, it seemed like before that first goal, LAFC was really taking it to Miami. But once the first goal came for Miami, they were able to make things a little bit more difficult for you, creating chances wise. What do you think changed there?
I don't completely agree with that. I think we created chances throughout the entire 90 minutes. Maybe not as many breakaways, but I think we created many chances after that as well. So it's hard to answer your question because I don't really agree with your statement. So I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, Steve. Back away. During the week, I asked you about just the buzz, and you said, your approach is usually to tune things out. What did you feel about the atmosphere? Like, from being in the stadium for the past few years, it just felt like a different game. And also, it's not too much of a topic for you, but just the amount of support that kind of combats the support that you guys usually get here and being that team on the forefront in terms of the stands.
No, I thought the atmosphere was great. Our fans were loud and present, and it pushed our guys. I think it was an exciting game to watch till the end. So, everybody did their part. It felt something similar to like a playoff game in the beginning, but what we expected, and I think our guys and their players and everybody involved, maybe with the exception of Ted Uncle, were able to kind of blend all that away and focus on their ability, focus on their performances.
Steve, all the talk around Miami is about Messi, but and Jordi Alba, first goal scorer, it's a lot more pieces that they've added than just him. It seems like.
Is that a question?
Yeah. Just how much deeper is Miami now beyond just Messi?
You named a few. I mean, it's pretty clear to see what they've done with the roster. They've added a lot of new players, and a lot of fluctuation, and they made some good decisions. So congratulations to them. Chris Henderson has done some great work, and Tata has them moving, all in the same direction. Everybody seems to know what they're doing. They're playing in a disciplined manner. Certainly, they're not unbeatable. I think we saw that tonight and other nights as well. But I think it's very clear that they are extremely effective in the offensive end. And what that means for opponents is that you have to be the same, because the few chances they do get, they obviously they succeed in those. And if you're going to play them and beat them, you have to finish yours.
Hey, Steve, back here. What do you think Messi's impact has been on the league to this point?
For me, as a coach, he's contributed to Miami, his club, offensively with assists and goals continuously and consistently, and at an incredible pace already. But one we've seen from him through his entire career. So nothing out of the ordinary. None of us should not have expected. He's the best player in the world. What did he think he was going to do when he came here? Other than that, I'm not maybe the best person to ask. Or put it this way, you won't get a great answer out of me. I'm not really paying attention to anything else. But on the field, he's been fantastic.
Coach, you had talked about needing to lose this 1-0 instead of 3-0, and that maybe it was a little soft the last couple goals or defense. Can you talk a little bit more about maybe what led to those defensive errors, or what you thought we could have done a little differently today on the defensive end?
No, I just think it's individual errors. If you just watch the goals, guys are making bad decisions and not making plays like they're capable of doing. And so the same thing in Charlotte last week. Too many of our players are not performing at their peak level, and that's my responsibility. So we'll figure that out to make sure guys are ready to go next week in Portland, and making sure they are turning in top performances again, or playing to their ability, I should say.
Hey, Coach, Celso Rivera, how do you respond to the criticism that LAFC has not played well in the big games and have actually had some tough losses in key moments? Thank you.
It's the first I've heard of it, to be honest with you. So we lost to what matches would you be referring to? Let me ask you that.
Miami. Even though you told me the beginning of the week in Charlotte felt like a big game. Unfortunately, in that first game.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I categorize the Champions League final, Leagues Cup quarterfinal in the same boat. We lost to two very good teams, very competitive matches. So I don't think there's any shame in that. There were a number of positive matches to get to those finals, and an entire 18 months of work. So I'm not going to brush all that away for a couple missed opportunities. Yeah, and MLS has its challenges in Charlotte. And tonight, I thought the performance was just fine. Up until the first half was probably one of our better halves of the season in MLS. So just didn't finish. I mean, this could be very easily 3-1 at halftime.